What's up guys, Noah here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the loaded Bhangra. So this board is 48 inches long by 9 inches wide at the widest point and has a wheelbase of roughly 32 inches, I want to say. So this board, as you can see by its length, is a dancing board. Loaded also made it though with a little bit of a very small amount of rocker and I don't know what really to call it. It's not a huge concave, but it is concave you can feel. Normally dancing boards don't have that much concave, but enough. So if you want to do very light free ride, you can. They also included some pretty monstrous kicks on this thing. The nose kick is smaller than the back kick. So there is a symmetry difference in the board. It does taper, so the widest point of the board is actually right about here, where it narrows to the end tapers. The back tail is more narrow than the front tail. So if you do not like an asymmetrical board, don't get this, because it's not as symmetrical as most people think it is, but it's not. But it's not bad. That's what I'm saying. So I use this board primarily for what it's made for, dancing, and it is really, really good for that. You can, if you have a really loose setup. Normally, what I run on this is a going 1 and 2 hybrid. So I take the hanger of the going Charger 1 trucks, and I put that on the going Charger 2 base plate to give it a more divey, carvy feel. That's what I normally use on this with orangutan stimulus 80As, but my orangutans are flat-spotted and coned and ovaled and everything in between. So I'm not using those anymore on this board. And now I'm running this with Paris 195s and some Colt converters in white. And this setup is not bad. I actually do like the wheels because it does make the board a little easier to free ride. I mean, I'm not big on free riding a dancing board, but I mean, like if I'm going down a hill and I need to control my speed, a couple slides are necessary. These wheels do help a lot because they're smooth sliding wheels and they're pretty icy with a, like, I don't know, kind of like a creamy feel almost. But they're not going to wash out on you, and they do provide a smooth roll for when you're dancing and stuff. It's not like a super hard wheel. And I love the Paris trucks. They're super, super carby, super loose. I can keep them fairly tight and not have to worry about too much lack of maneuverability. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with this setup. So dancing is awesome on this board. Since it's 9 inches wide, you have plenty of space to put your feet side by side while you're dancing. But it's not too thick, so you can't free ride very easily. You can move your feet pretty easy in the back, and that's pretty cool. For freestyle, I really do like this board. It takes a little bit of time to get used to because it is a huge board, but the tails really make up for that. The tails are just absolutely massive. You can pop this thing so easy. You can use the tails for a little bit of 180 ollie action, backside, front side, whatever. All that jazz. The board, I have it in the Flex 1 because I'm 185 pounds and I do a lot of freestyle. And what I really like about this board is it feels very balanced. It's probably one of the only boards I can consistently varial flip on, which is kind of weird to think because you'd think it'd be easier to varial flip on a smaller board because it's easier to scoop, easier to flip. But it's actually extremely balanced on this board. It's so easy, and I really like it for that. Maybe because it's a Flex 1, I don't know, but it gets the job done really well. free ride is not what I expected. I expected it to absolutely suck at free ride, which it doesn't. I mean, it's not the best, but it does not suck at free ride. The concave is not very steep, so you probably can't go that fast. I don't normally hold long standies on this. I normally just do 180s. Stuff like that. Just enough to control my speed if I'm going down a hill or something like that. And it is pretty good for that. The tail's kind of fun to do little blunt slides here and there. They're pretty cool. So the board is not bad for free ride. Downhill, this board is fine if you're just with friends and you come to the hill and you're like, hey guys, let's bomb this. It's fine for that, but you have to have that kind of mindset. If you're actually going to tuck it down a hill, I wouldn't take this board downhill because I mean, it's probably next to the loaded Chubby Unicorn, one of the stiffest boards on the loaded lineup. But it's still not that stiff. So I would not take it super downhilling. You can probably take it, I don't know, maybe like 30, maybe. I have no need to because I just dance, so yeah. Commuting on this thing is not bad at all, considering how long it is. The tails help if you need a kick turn, stuff like that, pop off curbs. The stiff flex helps if you hippie jump crap like I do. Some of the things I don't like about the board, it is pretty big sometimes, I'll have to admit. I find that my hardware gets kind of loose only because since it's bamboo and it tends to vibrate a lot, my hardware gets very loose and my trucks do this thing. That's my entire truck moving, not just the hanger. So that's a little annoying. You gotta constantly check your hardware to make sure you're not running any loose bolts and stuff like that. The grip tape could be better. I think they should either do one of two things. I think they'd either put a little bit more of a coarse grip tape on there because you do have all this middle non-gripped area to do your spins. So you really don't have to worry about running a coarse grip tape. I feel like a coarse grip tape would help. That's just me. I like a coarse grip tape for dancing on, only because it's easier to keep my foot on when I like to do Peter Pans and chop pans, backwards Peter Pans, all that kind of stuff. I like a nice coarse grip tape to hold my foot on the concave. And since you have this middle place, you can do all the spins you want. I don't have to worry about tearing up your shoes. So that would be cool. This board razor tails terribly. If you don't like a board that razor tails, don't get this because, as you can see, it razor tails quite severely. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to sand that down a little bit and throw some grip tape over it, or either make some kick guards or something like that because these get razor tails very quickly. Just kind of a bummer. The rails kind of get wearing down, especially if you try kick flips and stuff like that. The board is a little heavy if you're like I said, if you're like commuting, if you're like going on bus stops and stuff like that. It's kind of a huge board to lug around all over the place. So, yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Adam Colton stuff, like monster, zombie things, whatever you want to call them. I love them. But I do feel like the graphic is a little pixely, kind of like looks like someone drew on it with a permanent marker. So I think it would be a little cooler if they put like something fancy down there. But then again, they might have just been kind of going for that more natural woody look. So either way, it doesn't really matter in the end. You can probably sticker over it if you don't like it, or sand it off, or just ignore it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this board probably 8.5 or 9. It is quite a good board. It is quite expensive, but you're paying for the money. This board is extremely strong, super nimble for how long it is, a really fun all-around board. I got mine, if you can get one used, even better. I got mine used. I'm so glad I did. because it's just awesome board. So I think it is worth your money. It is worth your time and effort and love. Watch your bolts and stuff like that because they vibrate out of place sometimes. Have fun dancing. Buy this if you are very much into dancing. Want to try to take your freestyle skills to the next level, because although there are other better freestyle boards than this one is, just because this board's huge, you will advance greatly on this board for freestyle because the kicks are huge, and when you learn on a big board like this and bring it down to a small board, your freestyle is just so much easier. If you are looking to learn dancing, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because this is a very long board. It's very easy to learn how to dance on, but I learned on the Loaded Dervish Sama, which is a little bit shorter, a little bit more narrow, but it also helped me a lot because I learned on a shorter, narrow board, jumped up to the big board, and I was just flying in advancement. I was hopping basically daily on dancing tricks. So kind of whatever you want to do. If you want a more simpler feel, if you want to feel comfortable on your board while learning how to dance, get this. If you feel like you want to learn very quick, I'd say maybe even try a smaller board than this one is, because then when you jump up to a bigger board like this, it's just 80, 100 times more easy. So yeah. Don't get this if you're if you're just straight freeride or downhill. I mean, there are videos of people freeriding this like a boss, but they're bosses, and most of us aren't. I know I'm not, at least. So, anyways, I recommend this board. I recommend this setup, and I hope you guys like this video. I know it was a very quick, kind of throw together video. So if you like it, like this. If you have any questions, comment below, or you can private message me or whatever. Check out some of my other videos. I have 2 videos on this, which I will either post somewhere around my face or somewhere in the description, whichever. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video and have fun.